All right, so I am going to go over my project so far in CIS 376, which covers the entire development process of software. So for my project, I am working on the Tulip Coffee Company e-commerce platform, which sells coffee beans in any item, any type of bean, and any type of ground and any quantity. So far, we've covered the requirements gathering that we got from the customer, which we wrote up ourselves, the requirements analysis, where we put that into use case and we gave some requirement definitions with some functional and non-functional requirements. We also began to do the design of the software. So to start off, the objectives and features. Some of the business objectives were we wanted to provide a way for customers to easily purchase coffee beans without going to a physical store. The second one there is we wanted to simplify inventory and order management for store employees, so that would all be included in the software. One of the ways that an e-commerce platform would help this specific company would reach a larger customer base since it wouldn't be based on geographical location. They can order from anywhere. And lastly, we wanted to minimize in-store operational costs by providing a lot of organization in the site itself. The main features that we have in the software are that it is a user-friendly interface, which gives all the necessary details for the products and options in an intuitive and simple fashion. We want this to be a very easy process that doesn't involve a large amount of technical knowledge by the end user, so that they can purchase their coffee beans very quickly, efficiently, and there's not a lot of overhead that they need to understand before using our site. The second thing is guest checkout, kind of along with the user-friendly interface. We wanted to allow the users to purchase their beans so quickly that there is no need to create an account. There's no need to go through, add an account, an email, password, since it'll be so easy just to add everything to your cart very quickly and click the checkout button with very minimal necessary details to allow that process to go by very quickly. One of the things we also wanted to include is a very good admin interface, which enables the site admins to securely manage inventory and orders efficiently. We wanted to include this so that the orders could be very clearly seen and that the status of the orders could be updated. Inventory can be updated in a moment's notice on the website, and that's all what the admin can do. So some of the justification for this project is to have an online presence for this company which would bring in revenue by being able to reach a larger customer base. And like we said in the business objectives, this will also minimize some of the in-store operational costs. So some of the things that we did not include in this project so far, just based on time constraints, are the customer account creation and management. So like I said, this is going to be based on a guest checkout to make this very quickly, to allow users to very quickly purchase their products. And we did not include external shipping and payment platforms in this due to time constraints as well. So as I said, some of the major functionality of this, we have 6 major pieces of this, major features on top of what I mentioned before. One of that is the homepage, which will display the types of coffee, the coffee categories, such as light, medium, and dark roasts. It'll also include specific category pages, which will be a dark roast page, a medium roast page, and a light roast page, which will display all of the products based on their specific type. We also have a detailed product page, so that is when you click through the home page to the specific category, and within the specific category, you pick a specific bean, and there you can view any notes that the user has put in, the admin user has put in any information on the bean. We also have the admin interface, as I had mentioned, which will allow admins to add, edit, and delete products, as well as view and manage orders. Our checkout process is what I also mentioned as well, that will enable users to purchase quickly without an account. They will just need to provide their essential details such as name, email address, shipping address, and payment information. And lastly, the order management, which will allow admins to update order statuses and keep track of the orders that they have. So after the requirements gathering and elicitation, we move on to the requirements analysis, where we turn that elicitation into more specific business requirements that were subcategorized. So here's an example that I have of that. Business requirement 3 is provide detailed pages for each coffee bean and the option to add items to the cart. This is something that I mentioned on the previous slide. The detailed pages will display the specific coffee bean and any necessary details about that specific coffee bean, and it'll give them an option to add that item to the cart in any quantity or grind type they wanted, whether it's coarse, medium, or fine, or they want the whole bean. So I have 4 functional requirements that are listed with their priority here. So 3.1, we wanted the detailed bean pages to provide notes that the site admin gives for each specific bean. 3.2, we wanted the user to be able to choose the ground type and quantity before adding the product to their cart. 3.3, there will be a button on the detailed bean page that will navigate back to the category page. So for example, if you're in the specific bean and you want to go back to the dark roast category, which it was part of, that will be an option. And lastly, there will be an add to cart button that will be displayed that can add the specific bean to the user's carts. I have a couple of other requirements. I'll go through them really quick. Our first requirement is that we wanted a simple homepage for users to browse coffee beans by category. Number 2 was we wanted to create pages for each category that I mentioned before. The third one is the one that is listed on the screen currently. We wanted to provide details for each specific bean. Business requirement 4, we wanted to provide administrators with an interface to manage their products and the admin accounts. Business requirement 5, we wanted the checkout process that does not require users to create an account or log in. That is for simplicity and ease of use. And the last business requirement that we had was we wanted to allow administrators to view and manage the customer orders. So from this analysis document that we created that has all the requirements listed out with that were subcategorized, we were able to create a use case document. For each use case, we gave specific examples of what it's supposed to do, and we kind of organized that in the form of a diagram. So for example, here is a table of a use case that I had created. The title of this is add to cart. So this is the use case that covers the scenario where a user is adding an item to a cart. They're in that detailed bean page that I showed on the previous slide, and they are going to add an item to a cart. So the description is the user can add a selected product with a customization and quantity. So customization meaning they can customize what ground type they want, and then the quantity. The primary actor is obviously the customer when they're selecting this. So the preconditions is the user has navigated to a selected product category and has selected a desired product. So from the home page, they select the category, whether it's dark roast or light roast or medium roast, and then they move on to select their specific desired product, which is the specific bean. And the post condition is after this process, the item that is selected will be added to the cart. So the main success path is that the user will navigate to the website. They will select the product category, so dark roast, for example. They will select an available product, which is a specific bean type. Then the fourth step, the user will select the quantity and the desired customization, which is the ground type in this case. After that, they click Add to Cart button, and that bean with the quantity and the desired customization will be added to the cart. Now we have an alternative flow going from step 4 in the success path, which is if the user selects an invalid amount, which is either 0 or negative. You can't add a 0 or negative amount to the cart. So from there, if they try to do that, they will click Add to Cart button, and they should receive an error message that the amount of product is incorrect and is invalid. The frequency of this is obviously every time the user navigates to the website to purchase their beans, whether that's weekly or monthly. That is very specific for each individual user and will be very different. So here we have our use case diagram, which covers all of the use cases just to kind of visualize how the customer and the admin will interact. So the customer has their 3 specific use cases that they do particularly themselves. They have the add to cart, the checkout, and the view cart. Now the checkout includes the view cart option because when you are checking out, you will have the option and it won't even be an option. It will be displayed the cart. The view cart extends the add to cart button because once again, when you add an item to the cart, you will be able to view the cart after the item has been added. For the admin, they can also view the cart for specific customers. After an order is placed, they will be able to see the entire order, which will be composed of all the items in their order, which is their cart. The admin will also be able to manage orders, and they will be able to update statuses of the order to keep track of everything altogether. The admin will also be able to manage the products on the website. They can adjust any notes that they have in for specific products. They can adjust the categories. They can adjust what items are there. They can remove, add the items. So that is why adding the product is a generalization of the managed products, because you can also add a product on top of editing and deleting them. Lastly, we have our class diagram here. And it looks a little bit complicated, but it's fairly simple. So I'd like to start here with the bean. This is the specific type. This is the item. It has a name, a roast, a price, and a description, and it has a two-string function as well. So from there, each bean item will contain a bean, and this will be what's added to the cart. It will include the grind size and the quantity. So it'll take what the specific bean is, the roast of it, the price of it, and the name and the description, and it will have that stored in it in the bean item. And it will also include the grind size and the quantity because this is a customization that they can add. You can see this is one-to-one. You can't have more than one bean to bean item. So within the cart, there will be a list of bean items, which will include all of the specific beans, their grind sizes and quantities. And there will be a time for when the cart is created and when the time is updated, which will be more helpful for the admin later on when they can update the status of the order. And you can see one cart can have anywhere from one to many bean items at a time. There will also be a total price function, which will calculate all of the specific prices of the bean items, add them all together, and there will also be a string function as well. So from the cart, there will be an order that's created. And what the cart only contains the items that are going to be included in the cart. The order, however, includes the entire cart, as well as when it's created at, and the order status, which will be pending or done or completed, in progress, so on. The order will also include the specific user and the card. So the user will include their name, email, and address so that we can contact them, and so we know where to ship the product. And there will also be a card which will store their payment information. So you can see here the cart is included in the order. There's one order and one cart, and the order uses the cart and is composed of a cart. So let's move over here and see the user. I already kind of explained it. There's the name of the user, there's the email address of the user, and there's the physical shipping address of the user. And this will be used to get their name, their email, to send them any updates, and their address for shipping. The card is going to include the card number, the expiration date, and the CVC, which will be used to charge the customer later on. And you can see both the order and the bean have a specific database. So all the beans are stored in a database and all the orders are stored in a database, which the admin will use. There will be anywhere from 1 to an infinite number, technically, of admins that will be able to view these databases with all of these orders and beans. The admin will basically be set up very simply using an email and a password, and they will have a login function where they log into the site and are able to view the databases and update anything necessary. All right, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please let me know.